So good morning students, uh, welcome to basic electrical lectures. Last class I covered series circuit concept. In today's class we are discussing parallel circuit. So we can start. We know that the number of elements are connected in such a way that when the number of elements are connected in such a way that we can take the elements R1, R2 and R3. We know that every element has starting end, finishing end, starting end, finishing end, starting and finishing end. When the number of circuit elements are connected in such a way that the starting end of each element is connected to one common point. So this is common point. The starting end of each element is connected to one common point and finishing end of each element is connected to another common point. Another common point. Finishing end of each element is connected to another common point. You can write these two common points anywhere in your notebook, but this looks appropriate. So now across the two common points, if I connect a voltage source, across these two common points, if I connect voltage source, so it constitutes a parallel circuit. Now this voltage source will drive current in the circuit. So now we need to remember the concept. Remember this concept whenever you are dealing with parallel circuit. Remember, okay, concept. So first point, in parallel circuit, voltage across each and every element will be same. So we can write in short form, voltage is same. Fix in your mind. In parallel circuit, voltage will remain same. Look at here. Now take R1 element. R1 is directly connected across voltage source. How much voltage you are applying here, that voltage will come here. Okay. Similarly, R2 also directly connected to voltage, and R3 also directly connected to voltage. Therefore, we can conclude the voltage across each element in a parallel circuit will remain same as applied voltage. Okay, therefore, we can write voltage is same. So, don't write this S and F, it is only for understanding purpose. So, you can write directly. Okay, you can write directly. Don't write S and F. Okay, now this voltage by resistance, you will get current in that respective resistor. Like I1 current flows in R1. Next, I2 current, voltage by this resistance, I2 current, and voltage by this resistance, I3 current. So in a parallel circuit, the current flowing in each element will be different. What is common thing in parallel? Voltage is common. Therefore, we can write second concept. Current is different. In parallel circuit, current is different. However, it is equal by this way. I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. The next concept is effective resistance. So, in parallel circuit, effective resistance is given by 1 volt divided by 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So this we can derive, you need not to worry. Okay. So we can go to the derivation of this. We can look into this. Now what is the different thing in parallel circuit? Currents are different. So we can write I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. According to Ohm's law, what is the equation for current? So we know this very well. I is equal to V by R. Apply this relation for this. So we can write I is equal to V by R. What is I1? Voltage by R1 is I1. So V by R1 plus V by R2 for I2 plus what about for I3? V by R3. Now take voltage common on either side. Then it becomes V into 1 by R. If I take V common, we can write here 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Now cancel V on either side. Now this R indicates total resistance or effective resistance or equivalent resistance. So different author will give different notations. So I will stick on to effective resistance. So therefore I am modifying this. 1 by R effective is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So in a parallel circuit, the reciprocal of effective resistance is equal to the sum of the reciprocal of individual resistances. So, but while solving problems, you need only effective resistance. They won't ask find the reciprocal of effective resistance. They will ask find the effective resistance. So, from this we can write effective resistance can be written as R effective is equal to 1 whole divided by this thing you write in denominator. So 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So this is the effective resistance equation when 3 resistors are connected in parallel. If it is 4 resistors are connected in parallel, in the denominator you will get plus 1 by R4. So in general we can write mathematical equation R effective is equal to summation j equals to 1 to n 1 by 1 divided by 1 by Rj. So 1 divided by 1 by Rj. Do some slight modifications. 1 whole divided by summation j equals to 1 to n 1 by Rj, where j varies from 1 comma 2 comma till n. Now you can cross check once again. 1 divided by, put j is equal to 1. So if I put j equals to 1, 1 by R1 you will get. Then summation plus, put j is equal to 2, 1 by R2 plus, put j equals to 3, 1 by R3. So therefore you will get same equation. So this is mathematical representation to find effective resistance in parallel circuit. Okay, got it? So if it is more than 2 resistors are connected in parallel, you can remember this formula. 1 whole divided by reciprocal, sum of reciprocal of each and every resistors. So next, another one is note. If identical resistances are connected in parallel, means R1 value, R2 value, R3 value, all the resistance values are same, identical, then R effective is given by R by N. Then effective resistance is given by R by N. So you should write a sentence here. When identical resistance are connected in parallel, okay, then its effective resistance is given by R effective is equal to R by N. Then you got this equation. So that I am going to prove it now. So 1 divided by 1 by R plus 1 by R plus 1 by R means R1, R2, R3 all having identical value. That's why written R. So from this 1 divided by whole divided by, what is the LCM I can take? I can take LCM R cube. So 1 by R into R cube, you will get R square plus R square. So further 1 divided by 3R square divided by R cube. So cross multiply, you will get R cube divided by 3R square. So by cancelling this, you will get R by 3. So when 3 resistors are connected in parallel, identical, then its effective resistance is R by 3. So therefore, this we can write it as R by N. What is N indicates? Number of elements are identical. How many elements are identical? 3 elements. So you will get R by 3. Okay, got it? So now you can tell the answer that I am going to check whether you understood or not. 10 ohms, okay, 10 ohms and 10 ohms. All are identical resistance. What is the effective resistance? You can say directly R by 3, R by N.
How many elements are identical? 3 elements. 10 by 3 is 3.33 ohms. It saves time. Okay, if you remember this formula. Otherwise, if you don't know this formula, by using this you can do it. 1 whole divided by 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10. You will get 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.3. 1 by 0.3. You will get 3.33 ohms. That takes more time. Okay. And next, look at here. Now 10 ohm, 10 ohm, 5 ohms. Now, what is the effective resistance? You can apply this formula for whole circuit or part of a circuit elements. So 10 and 2. Now only these two are identical. 10 and 2 are 10 and 10 are identical. What is the effective resistance? 5 ohms. So this will get reduced to one resistor. That is 5 ohms. Now that 5 ohms and this 5 ohms again are identical. So 5 by 2 is 2.5 ohms. Okay, got it? Fine. We can check one problem whether all these concepts are valid or not. Okay, we can take one problem. So pause the video and then copy down. So we can take one problem, example, just to clarify these concepts. Okay, 10 ohm resistor, okay, and 20 ohm resistor and 40. Okay, 10, 20 ohm and 40 ohm resistors are connected in parallel across 200 volt supply. So voltage is 200 volt supply. So like you can take R1, R2 and R3. My question is, you should find current in each branch. Find current in each resistor. Find current in each resistor. Okay. Then second question, find supply current. Find supply current. Then find effective resistance. Okay. These things you need to find out for this particular question. We know that this voltage source will drive current. This current is supply current. What about these currents are branch currents? I1, I2, I3. These are all branch currents. We can find current in each resistor. So what is the equation for I1? V by R1. What is voltage? 200 volt. What is the value of resistance R1? 10 ohms. 200 by 10 how much? 20 ampere. Next, I2 is equal to V by R2. So 200 by, what is R2? 20 ohms. So 200 by 20 is equal to how much? 10 ampere. Next, I3 is equal to V by R3. What is R3 value? 40 ohms. Voltage is 200 and R3 is 40. 200 by 40. How much you will get? 5 ampere. So therefore, in parallel circuit, what is the supply current? What is supply current? Is equal to sum of individual branch currents. Therefore, I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. So 20 plus 10 plus, add all these currents. So therefore, we got supply current 35 amperes. So we got current in each resistor, supply current, then effective resistance. So what is effective resistance? So effective resistance is 1 divided by, we don't have any identical value, so we can go with this formula. Okay, 1 by first resistor. What is the first resistor value? 10 ohms. Plus 1 by 20 plus 1 by 40. So 1 by 10 is 0.1, 1 by 20 0.05 plus 1 by 40 is 0.025. This will give 1 divided by 0.175. If you do it in calculator, so you will get approximated value 5.714 ohms. The effective resistance is 5.714 ohms. Okay, got it? Fine. So next further we can proceed. We can also find effective resistance in other way. So according to Ohm's law, what is resistance value? R is equal to V by I. R is equal to V by I. So we are finding effective. What is voltage connected across the circuit? 200 volt divided by what is the supply current? What is the supply current? 35 ampere. That we got here. Supply current is 35. Divide this 200 by 35. You will get 5.714 ohms. Okay, got it? Fine. So therefore, voltage across each and every resistor is same. If you want, you can cross check. Look at here. What is I1 value you got? 20 ampere. Okay. Now voltage 20 into 10, 200 volts. What is I2 you got? 10 amperes. 10 20 ja 200 volts. What is I3 you got? 5 ampere. 40 into 5, 200 volts. Therefore, in parallel circuit, voltage across each and every element will be same. Okay, got it? Next is observation. What is observation means? Which one is having least resistance value? Which one is having least resistance value? That resistor will carry more current from the supply current. So if the supply current is 35, in that 35 ampere current, more current flows in a branch which is having less resistance. So out of this 10, 20, 40, which one is having less? 10 ohm resistance. So 10 ohm resistance will carry maximum current. Then which resistor will carry minimum current in a parallel circuit? Having largest resistor. Okay, largest resistor, less current will flow. That is the function of resistor. Resistor will opposes the flow of current. Okay, got it? Fine. So this is about observation. Next, I will give one homework problem. You can try with that. Okay, so that you can easily understand. So please try homework problem. You should practice. So it is my YouTube channel is similar to the regular classroom lectures. Okay. So if you watch it regularly, you can score good marks and you can understand better. So don't expect the lecture should be 5 minutes or 10 minutes. It's totally waste of doing such short time lectures. You won't get anything from that. So next I am giving like this 100 volt, okay, 10 ohms, okay, 5 ohms and 10 ohms, okay, I1, I2, I3 and I. So question is same. So try this problem. You must find supply current, I1, I2, I3 branch currents and then effective resistance. So refer this previous, how I done this, apply the same logic here. Later add all the currents. You should get supply current. Okay, got it? So please like the video, share the video and subscribe. So try to share to maximum your known friends. Okay. So thank you. In the next class I am going to explain why we need to study series and parallel circuit, where it is applicable. Okay. That we can discuss in next class. So thank you. Have a nice day.